Alright guys, welcome back. It's LSP. It's currently the 18th of March 2018 at 4:26 p.m. GMT time, and I'm just going to do a quick look ahead video for the week. Some things I'm going to be looking at for the multiple accounts that I'm going to be trading, and we'll start with the dollar index. And as you can see, and as I've pointed out many times, we're stuck in this range, so we've come all the way down and we're kind of consolidating, working off this area here. And you'll notice, I'll just zoom in one more time, I'm just sticking to the higher time frames, guys, so I just want to kind of see where the pull on price is going to be. We are in a downtrend on the dollar, and I've marked off this old low here for many reasons, but we'll just call it an old low for now. I do want to see the 91 big figure get tagged, or the 91 handle get tagged, and then potential resuming of the downtrend, to 86.80, which is going to be the first level that I'm going to be looking at. Just bear in mind that this is the June contract that I'm using here on my platform, and as such the price levels will differ by about 30 pips on most platforms that are not using the forward contract, which I believe the last one that I looked at on TradingView was 90.11 and then 90.21, I believe. So there's a little bit of a disparity, but when you're using high time frames, it's not too bad. So like I said, I want to see a move higher first, then a move lower, but I'm just going to have to wait for sort of Sunday to open, see what Monday does, and then maybe pick something up on Tuesday or Wednesday. Euro, very similar to the dollar, but I believe it's slightly more bullish than the dollar in terms of its inverse correlation. And again, I do want to see a little bit of a move lower first. I've marked off 121. I don't think, or maybe we don't get as far down as 121. I don't know. If we do get down here to 121, I think it's going to be a good buy, personally. Again, not trade advice, just something that I'm throwing out there. And then for a potential move back up to the 126 handle or 126.15. Something, like I said, that I'm going to be looking for. I'm going to drop down to the daily just to show you something. You can see that we're going sideways in this consolidation. We're at the lower end of that consolidation. I think I'd like to see a little drop at the beginning of the week, Monday, Tuesday, possibly Wednesday. There is some news coming out this week for the pound. So we have the pound official bank rate that's going to be released on Thursday. We've also got the dollar as well, so that's something to be mindful of as we're going into the week. Which it can obviously move price around, so just be aware of that. But I want to see. We've look. Let me just zoom in and I'll just show you. Look, we came down. We had a three bar drop. We've come down. We've tagged both these two lows down here. There is a very small inefficiency here, which we may potentially come into. So something like this, around about 40 pips. And again, all of this can change on Sunday's open. But for now, this is what I'm looking at, and then a potential move higher. But we're gonna keep our eye on it, see what happens, and we're gonna be sticking to the higher time frames until something changes. Pound, I'll put this out. I posted it on Twitter. So again, you're more than welcome to kind of just scan through that. It's at lock stock pip, all one word. If anybody wants to jump over there, it's usually down in the corner, but I just can't bother to put it back on. The pound USD. It's been showing a lot of strength, and this red line here is around about the 140, give or take. The 140 handle, just a few pips off. I think there's a lot of liquidity, up here. There was a lot of talk about it last week, potentially getting tagged, but I do like the overall structure on the hourly. So if I just zoom out on the hourly, you can see that when we started the week, like if you come all the way back down here, you can see that it's a nice little uptrend. We came down, pretty steep drop. We've come all the way back up. Started the week on Monday high of the week, pretty much tagged most of the liquidity up here. Very shallow pullback. Really nice lift off, and then we've just been grinding sideways. We had this really sharp drop, which in my opinion is to take out stops, fill in the inefficiency, and I think we're resuming high, but we may get a small little drop first before we start to resume higher. This is what I'm going to be looking for on pound, but again, we're just going to have to wait and see as and when it forms. USD CAD, beautiful lift, man. Beautiful lift on USD CAD. I do believe we're going to be at the 130.190 to the 132.45 price levels, and it's very interesting because while USD CAD is doing this, crude is going sideways a little bit. I mean, let me just clarify something. Okay, this is the weekly chart. If I go down to the daily chart, okay, you can see this beautiful uptrend. It's very different to crude, very different. It's obvious. It's just, it goes without saying. So this kind of sideways action, I mean, it's consolidating in an area where if USD CAD is ripping to the upside, okay, that means that the Canadian dollar is weakening against the dollar. So I think what it's personally doing is this. I think crude, and just so you know the correlation between crude and the Canadian dollar, obviously, if crude is getting stronger, the Canadian dollar should be getting stronger, which means if the Canadian dollar is getting stronger, this should be going lower, the USD CAD. Because it's not, and it's grinding towards that higher time frame level up here, I think it's probably going to end up going up here, stabilize, maybe getting some sort of rejection. If this goes up while the dollar's going up, hits the 91, starts to reverse, we should start to get some downside, and we should start to see the first target down here, which is a good ways away. But I think we're going to see some strength from the Canadian dollar going into the months leading up to the summer. But again, these are all just ideas. We're going to keep an eye on these things and see how they form. And then I would expect a pop on crude, which is looking very bullish for me. And if you look at the weekly chart, this nice little drop, it's rallied a little bit, stabilizing in this area. I think we pop, and we may even end up in up in this area to fill in this inefficiency up here. But we'll see. Crude's been strong for a while, and they do have a correlation, so pay attention to that. At the 131 to 132, 45, sort of like a 60 pip range, give or take. This is the area that I'm going to be watching for a reaction. To be honest, it's been grinding up there in such a way where it's very difficult to get an entry. So I'm just going to kind of leave this one alone and see what happens. Taking out all the liquidity up here, so rebalancing up here, move lower in the later months. Japanese yen, USD Japanese yen. I think we're going to tag the 105.25. May potentially come even lower to take out some of this liquidity down here. But you can see what's really nice push. And if you look at all the yen pairs, I'm going to go through each one. So this is the weekly, okay? The USD Japanese yen, you can see we've had a really nice decent week down. This is the monthly of the pound Japanese yen, okay, which is a little bit stronger, which bodes well for the pound USD. Okay, so it's a little bit stronger. It may catch up, but then you've got the Aussie dollar. This is the monthly of the Aussie dollar, which I do believe we've got 80.40 on the cards. If we drop down to the weekly of the Aussie dollar, you can see beautiful week last week, beautiful week. Okay, this is getting taken out. This is getting taken out. If absolutely nothing else, we are going to see 180. We're going to see 81.45. If nothing else, this 100%. This is going to happen. So that's going to get tagged. If it continues resuming lower, you can see that all the Japanese yen pairs are taking a big shit dive. So the yen is very strong at the minute against most currencies. Again, with the euro, a little bit of strength in euro. It is in an area where, and I've not really marked anything out on this one because the euro USD has obviously been consolidating for a while, and this is just a representation of that against the Japanese yen. You've got the New Zealand Japanese yen, again, beautiful move down. Okay, so the New Zealand dollar is getting weaker against the Japanese yen, again, reinforcing the yen strength that we're seeing since the beginning of the month. So I'm really liking this. I'm really liking yen for to continue getting stronger. We'll take a look at the equities at some point this week if I find time, because obviously the equities, the stock market, US stock market affects the yen and vice versa. So I'm going to be paying attention to that, and if I find something that I can throw up, I will.